Hey everyone, Morgan here. This is part of a collaboration with several ladies on Instagram. In addition, please do check out the 30 Days of Preparedness collaboration put on by Prepper Potpourri and so many other YouTubers. The playlist is down below. And please do check out the Instagrams here that you see on the screen. All of the links to their Instagram is going to be down below in the description as well. Today, day 1 of National Preparedness Month, I'm going to be talking about how much water do you use? Not just do you store, but how much water do you actually use? Over the past couple of years, we've been hauling our own water and have gotten a huge awakening about how much water we use and how we can conserve water. When you are in control of your own water and electricity, you become a lot more aware of how and why you're using something. You're not just blatantly throwing a switch on or turning on the faucet. It's not a mindless activity. You're very aware of how you're using these things. So I want you to be aware. How much water are you using in your household? Be aware and be conscious of this in your everyday activities for the next few days. Do your best to keep a record and don't try to conserve just for this study. Just use it as you normally would. Try to be a little more conscious of it. That's all that I'm kind of asking about this. And once you have your information for just a few days, that info will tell you if you can make any changes for everyday life, as well as needs for an emergency. Of course, during an emergency, you may just generally conserve water anyway, mainly because after a couple days or so of, depending on the type of emergency, the water may not be freely flowing from the faucet. So you're going to have to be, conserving a little bit just because you'll be using your water containers and things like that. We tend to waste a lot less water when it's not flowing as freely from the faucet. So remember that water is for cooking, hygiene, cleaning, and of course, drinking. Don't forget about pets and livestock needs. I generally recommend that people store at least 2 gallons of water per person per day. I know it sounds like a lot. Also, if you do have a well, consider some alternative energy options for collecting the water. Some of the alternatives might be to look into a solar panel or wind power, or solar power and wind power. Though those are both investments, I understand they can certainly be worth it in the long run. You may be able to manually hand pump more shallow wells, just kind of depends on the depth of your well. You'll know your situation best. In addition, you may want to have a large 1,000 to 2,500 gallon water tank where the well water is pumped into the tank, and then you would use that water source from that tank. So, once a month or something, you just pump a whole bunch of water into that tank, and then you just draw off of that tank. And then in an emergency, it would ensure that you might have at least a little bit, unless you're running on complete empty from that tank, you know what I mean? So you might have a little bit in that big container, and that can be either underground or above ground, depending on where you live. I encourage you to measure your daily water usage to help see how much water you might need in an emergency and how you could get it if you're unable to store the necessary amount. Remember, this is a collaboration with people, with some of these lovely ladies here on the screen at Instagram. Please follow me on Instagram and follow these fine ladies. Also, be sure to check out the 30 Days of Preparedness collaboration. There's so many people part of this. There's Sutton Days, Prepper Potpourri, of course, City Prepping, the Urban Prepper, Reality Survival, Magic Prepper, the Provident Prepper, Ethical Preparedness, Southwest Prepper Group, Iridium 242, Pinball Preparedness, Alaska Prepper. And I think that's about it. Be sure to check all of them out at playlist down below in the description. Thank you all so much for watching. Conquer tomorrow by preparing today. Happy National Preparedness Month. Are you getting prepared?